Hello, and this is uniwarriorJW, and today I have another redstone video slash tutorial where I will explain how to think as a redstone engineer and create your own machines or modify the ones on YouTube to your own desires. Now I don't gonna go into the details about I'm gonna construct a machine, I'm gonna show you how to do it, how to construct it, and that's it. No, I really want you to think as a redstone engineer to construct whatever you want. Now, let me look at this if my options are all right. Okay, it looks like it's all right because I'm still experimenting with some settings. And yeah, so if you want to think as a redstone engineer, you need to think logical. You need to think as redstone. Because I'm learning how to program, and if I look just over my shoulders to my colleagues, I sometimes see them struggling because they don't know what to type. And that's what's the problem with players is with Redstone, because they don't know what they should do. They don't know what to construct. Now I don't gonna give you any components or anything that would help you to find the things you want. But in future Redstone tutorials, I will try to construct machines and every time cover the components I used in the machine. Now to construct a machine, you need to know what the functions need to be from this machine. And now I get the stupid message. And okay, that's done. Okay. So you need to know what the functions are from your machines. What needs your machine to do? What do you want it to do? Then you need to use these functions, create components of it with the redstone elements. So basically, if I would take my inventory, these are redstone elements. They're not components, they're actually just elements. To create components, you combine them in a certain order, so it does something. So basically how it goes is you have information from the environment, and that information, you use this information into your components, and you process this information. You calculate something with it, and that needs to do something. So each component processes information on its own way. So first, to understand a little bit about information, we have three types of redstone information that we can use. First of all, we have the on-off signal. For instance, this is on and this is off. Very simple, no need to explain. Basically, it's a little bit like electricity. Also, electricity is also a little bit the same. You have elements like resistor, transistors, subconductor. Again, get stupid messages. Sorry about that. It's like my computer started up from fresh. I had a crash last time, and I needed to fix like graphics card and stuff like that. So yeah, back to the video. So basically, you have on or off, and it's the same in real world. If a current is going through, means 1, basically on. So you get a binary 1. If there's no current, you get the binary 0. And as I was saying, electricity is the same. We have elements like resistor, transistor, subconductor, and all that way. And actually, you could say that a repeater is a semiconductor. Sorry, which means only a signal can travel in one direction, and like this. But the signal cannot travel in the other direction. Interesting. It's the same how a semiconductor works. Okay, but back to the information. So we have on or off. The other information we could use is power. Like for instance to read which day it is. And you can read the power at a right hand side, right hand side. Now it's power 14, so I think it can. Okay, I think it's getting smaller. Yes. So the signal will of course get smaller and smaller, and we can use this power. Like for instance, in one of my previous episodes, just watch them. It's very interesting, where I covered about secret activations. I used this comparator to read the state of this item frame. So if I turn this item frame, I get every time a different signal. That for some reason is not working. Okay, now it's working. So we get one signal, turn it again, get two signals, and so forth. And then I take a portion of it to say, okay, I want when the redstone signal reaches here, then I want to turn this on. Now basically I also have the other side, which kind of converts it into an AND gate, which is also a component. Because an AND gate says to you, like this condition needs to be true as well as this condition. The other thing that we can use is pulse. So a pulse is basically a sequence of things going on and off. An example, for instance, is a stone button is shorter than a wooden button. It's a little bit longer. So the length of a signal is basically how long a line is on. And you can use many things for that. So yeah, you use this information. So this is the different information you can get. You can process this information, and then you can construct different components with it. Now, I don't really gonna show you, as I said, any components, but I'm gonna show you a machine I lately built, and just to get you into the thinking of making components. Okay, so this is a device. Lately there were a lot of baby chickens in there. I can just prepare it for you. So basically, I was on a server, which I'm gonna turn the volume a little bit down just for you. Okay. So basically, on the server, it was an economic server, and basically you come on it, you come online, and you're completely new, and you need to have money to get food, because if you don't have food, you're actually gonna die. So that's not what you want. Now, then you have money, and you need to buy food, but the players that sell food are not online. They were not online for quite a long time. So I thought, what if I created a redstone device that they could put on their plot and ask money for it to get a certain amount of chicken? So that's what I'm doing here. So, first of all, you need to know what your machine needs to do. I want to be able to create food. These chickens are here, and I created this little display so you would see how they are burning, which kinda sounds evil, but trust me, it's all friendly. They committed to it, and yeah. So you put some. I'm just gonna put some eggs in there, right? Just to show you. I hope I get some babies out of there. So basically, how it goes is it uses an item filter, like in the previous episode. You put an iron ingot in there. It burns stuff, and then it gives me exactly six cooked chicken. It's still too loud. No, wrong thing. One. Okay, so basically, you know what it needs to do? It needs to filter the iron ingots, which is done over here, and then some other components, which I will show you later. So first I'm gonna show you what it does. So you take some iron, an iron ingot, oh, whoops, and you throw it in here. Then you see them burning. So you see the lava was there for a short while. All the items are picked up, and I get 5 cooked chicken. The sixth one is actually in here. And you see the light actually turned on, and it says light on when food available. So, even though there are no chickens in there, because there were a lot of chickens there, so that means I would actually get more than just 6 cooked chicken. So that means if I would throw another iron in there, again, I got this lava that appeared, and I just need to wait. Actually, nothing is burning, but there is still food available. So now I have 12 cooked chicken. So that's interesting. And it's this dispenser, it keeps all the cooked chicken there. Now, of course, and this is a very interesting design because you would expect feathers also to appear. But also this is filtered into the system and only the feathers appear here. Also the eggs. So of course you will get eggs out of these chickens, and what you could do is basically start getting chickens. Okay, interesting. Multiple chickens came out of one egg. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so basically, if I would now give it an iron ingot, like so, right? Lava turns, but the chickens are not burning because the lava cannot drop down because there's a half slab there preventing um, preventing the lava to go down to the baby chickens, and the baby chickens are just small enough to fit in that one safety pocket, and it gives them enough time to grow up and give me some more eggs and to have more food. So that's how it goes. Now we're gonna explain everything. So first of all, we need to filter the iron. We need to see that if I put a block in there, that nothing happens. It still stays in there, but that an iron ingot will be pulled into it. To do this, we need a filter. And as in the episode before, this is how a filter looks like. We have a hopper pointing towards another hopper with some items in there and 18 at the first slot. So this can only only iron ingots can in there because it's the only item that can stack with it. Then eventually it would get to a power of 2, turn off this torch, which then unlocks this hopper. This hopper will then put an item into the chest, like here. Then there is again enough iron in there so that the power changes back to 1. The torch will turn on again, and it blocks the hopper from sending any items through. When it reaches signal 2, I put a repeater here to put the power back to 16. So when it got a signal, it goes over many things. First of all, it goes to this thing over here. It shortens the pulse, so we get a pulse length, a certain pulse length. This pulse length is a little bit too long, so I change it into a pulse, which is I think something around 4 ticks. Yes, 3 and 1. That's 4, or maybe it's 2, because you need to think that these torches also do something. Yeah, basically it's just enough. Then it goes to this comparator. And this comparator converts this, I think, 4 tick delayed thingy into 2 short pulses. So 1 tick it's on, it turns it on. Then second tick it turns it off. The third tick it turns it back on, and the 4th tick it turns it back off. So 4 ticks into 2 small ones. So that's what this component does. We have a filter, something that sets the pulse length to a certain length, and then we have something that turns the length into short pulses, which is used to control the lava. And the other way, we have a huge a line of repeaters to give the chickens time to burn to their death. Then we have this thing, which actually extends the length, because this thing is actually the same as this, only instead of 4 ticks, like 2 short pulses, we want 6 short pulses because we want to give the customer 6 cooked chicken. So in order to do that, we need to increase the length to the amount we want, which is in this case 4 plus 4 plus 4, which is equal to 12. Divide that by 2, and we get 6 pulses. So how it's done is a 4 tick delay comes in a block, powers this redstone dust that goes directly towards the comparator. 4 ticks later, when the redstone dust should turn off, this repeater puts another 4 ticks into the dust, so then we get a total length of 8 ticks. And then the same for this repeater. So this little component, this little short component, actually extends the length of our pulse. And then this component, the same as over there, note that this torch over here needs to be on in order to do this. So then it converts into 6 short pulses like over there, but then 2 short pulses, and that goes into these 2 dispensers, which then eventually will put 6 cooked chickens out of it. And then the same over here, we need to filter only the cooked chicken out of it. So I have the same over here. This hopper will try to first put some food in here. Now this hopper will also try to take food from here. So what actually happens, he wants to put food in there. Now only cooked chicken can go in here. So if the first item is a feather, then this hopper will take the feather because the feather can't go in here. If it gets a cooked chicken, this comparator again goes to power 2. This torch will turn off, which unlocks this hopper. This hopper will send an item through this chest and then eventually to the dispenser. And then the comparator will do that until until all the chicken is gone. Then the comparator will change to a power of 1, which locks the hopper. Now this little thing is just there because this hopper will also every time try to take some food. So as you can see in the chest, there is some food in there. So actually, you're also creating a little bit food of yourself, for yourself. Yes. You can even actually go in here, take the chicken, and put you can actually put all the chicken in there if you want. Yeah, like so, to give everything to the customers. But yeah, so I'm doing this that, let's say it is transferring chickens to lock this hopper, so that this hopper doesn't take any chicken from here, because otherwise it will send chickens to this hopper, and this hopper will take chicken. So 50-50 basically. So that's why I'm turning this off. Only a few chickens at the beginning will flow through it, but when it's still sending through it, this hopper won't take anything. So that's interesting. Yeah, and then we just have this comparator that detects if there is food in the dispenser. If there is, it goes over this block. This block turns this torch off, and it goes to this redstone torch elevator. It goes back off, and then eventually to this torch, to this repeater, which turns on or off this light. So yeah, that's are the components. I hope that you kind of a little bit understand it. If there are things that you don't understand immediately, then leave it in the comments if some things is not clear. But yeah, uh, that's it. Oh yeah, one thing about components. This is a design. This is, for instance, a design of something that basically is a switch in a redstone device. So basically what you can do is turn a button into a switch by using this. And the thing is that you will find components on the internet, but that doesn't exactly mean that this is the component to use, because there are also other components. Because this thing, as you could see, turns it on and closes it. So basically, this component is very useful because everything is in one line. Now this component does exactly the same. Give it a signal. Now let's take a button. Give it a pulse, and it gives a pulse. It's on, and then I give it another pulse, and it's off. So it's basically the same. If you look at it, this is much shorter than this one. It also don't use any repeaters, but the downside is you need to power it from the side. Because if you put a block over here, the torch will burn out. Will get a burnout, and basically it will not function. Well, this one you can power it from in its in its one line, and it's very useful to put redstone devices very close to each other, and therefore they need to be in one line. So most of the time you will find different versions of components because sometimes one of them is more cheaper, or the other of them, or the other is just more useful in the sense of constructing. So yeah, again, if there are any questions, um, leave it in the comments. If you learned something, if you kind of understand how redstone engineers construct their machines, and you now are having like, maybe I can do something as well with the knowledge I have. Leave a like if you learned something. Subscribe if you want to see more, of course. And yeah. I actually. Oh wait. Oh yeah. Another thing. If you want to see a machine, if you want to say like, I want to have this machine in my world. Can you do something with it? It needs to do this, this, and this. Again, I will try to create it. Maybe do a video about it, and I will put your name then in the subscription. And yeah. Also, go ahead and watch my other videos because that's kind of important. Some of the stuff uh, already actually returned. If I construct another machine and I see a component in there that I not talked about, I will talk about it. And again, if you want to construct a component and you don't know how to build it, you can always ask me. And yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and subscribe, like I said, and I will see you guys in another video.